Good morning. Thank you all so much for joining us virtually today on this crazy weather day. We are so excited to be hosting our first ever Facebook Live wall raising on a Habitat site. We are celebrating the kickoff of construction on Habitat Metro Denver's amazing new community here in Northwest Denver. When Aria Homes by Habitat is complete, 28 new homes will provide hard-working families with the strength, stability, and independence needed to build a bright future. I'm also excited to announce this will be the first Habitat community that will join the Colorado Community Land Trust. This long-term partnership will ensure that these homes are affordable today and for generations. People like Denver native Renee, a mother of 2 boys. This past year, she and her kids have lived in a cramped apartment in an area with lots of crime, so the kids were not allowed to go outside to play. She works long hours as a supervisor for 14 employees for a healthcare supply company. She's been busy. She's been working on her credit score and saving up to buy a home for her family. Renee shared recently, this year, having a home is more important than ever, especially because of the pandemic and our new normal. We just can't be without a good home, knowing we might need to quarantine at any given point. Stability is what we need. Renee and her kids would love to be with us this morning, but because of work and school they can't, but she wanted to share how excited and grateful she is for this opportunity. Habitat's model of home ownership is deeply rooted in the concept of partnership, and it is because of our partners, the sponsors who provide funding, our volunteers who provide their time and labor, and our hardworking future homeowners who purchase their future homes from Habitat. This combination, this collaboration, is why we are celebrating today. The completion of these 28 homes will be our collective achievement and a critical milestone in helping to bring this larger community at Aria to fruition. So thank you for joining us. Now, speaking of partners, I would like to recognize and thank the incredible partners who have joined me here to say a few words today. I'm going to introduce everybody and then we'll just move through the program. First will be Sister Sue Artome Frick, who is with the Sisters of St. Francis. They owned this land and where the former Mary Crest High School once stood. She'll be sharing a blessing with us in just a moment. Sue Powers, president of Urban Ventures, who, in addition to being a rock star Habitat volunteer, is the master developer of Aria, and she'll be sharing the vision and history of creating this incredible new community. We also are thrilled to have Denver City Councilwoman Amanda Sandoval with us, and Amanda will be sharing more about the importance of this Aria community in Northwest Denver. And finally, Chris White, who is the Executive Director and CEO for the Colorado Housing and Finance Authority, as well as being a valued Habitat board member. Chris will describe the essential and collaborative partnership that CHAFA and Habitat have formed, because we know that affordable home ownership relies both on building an affordable house and providing an affordable mortgage. So again, thanks to our speakers and thank you all for joining us today. Let's get things started with a blessing from Sister Sue.
Thank you, Heather. We Sisters of St. Francis stewarded this land from 1938 to 2012, when we sold it to Urban Ventures and Perry Rose, who share in our mission. We have a big heart for Habitat to build at Aria because we wanted this land to be developed for people of wide-ranging incomes, ages, and abilities to form a life-giving neighborhood throughout Aria, Denver, and beyond. From this deep heart of ours, we pray. Beloved, all that is. In you we bless all who participate in this Habitat for Humanity community at Aria. We bless our partners in thanksgiving for their contributions, our builders, that they be safe as they give their best to this project, and all who will bring these homes to life, especially the families who dwell in them. May they know their power to build on the strength of this cooperative process toward fulfillment of their dreams. Thank you, divine heart of our hearts, for being the power of life and love in all that is, particularly in this Habitat Aria community. Amen. Now I introduce you to the president of Urban Ventures and my friend, Sue Powers.
Good afternoon, and welcome all of you people in cyberspace to Aria Denver. My name is Susan Powers, and this project and all of what you see around you started 16 years ago, and it would never have happened if we hadn't found common ground. I was a developer, and I've never had spent any time around nuns or sisters in my life particularly, and they hadn't been hanging out with developers very much either. So we sat down and we wondered whether we could find some common values. At the time, there were rolling hills here. It was a beautiful landscape with the convent in the center of the property. But as Sue said, she wanted to leave, the Sisters of St. Francis wanted to leave a legacy that reflected their values, and we thought we might be able to do that together. As it turns out, even though we came from very different backgrounds, with the help of a 6-pack of beer, we sat down one day and we figured out that we could do this together, and that we had very, very similar values. We didn't want a Walmart here. We didn't want a Costco here. We really wanted to create a neighborhood that was attached to the neighborhoods next to it. There are no fences around this neighborhood. We're not a suburban neighborhood, and we really wanted this to be mixed income. So from the apartments that were developed by Perry Rose to the mixed income co-housing community that's here, and then finally what we're standing in now, we are really pleased that the 28 homes that will be built here and the families will move into it are part of this community. We will welcome them. We will embrace them. They will be everything Aria. They will grow food in the community garden that's here, and they will harvest at the end of the year with everyone on this campus that is part of making this a special community. I'd like to especially thank Kate Hilberg, who was a staff member, had real estate for Habitat, who also worked at Urban Ventures for many years and was part of this community. Because one day we were walking around here and we said, well, why isn't this going to be for Habitat? And I think she actually is the one that said it before I did. I looked around. We had planned to build affordable units, homeownership units here, and it grew from there. Took a little time. We had a couple of bumps in the road. We had a recession. But we never veered away from what our goal was here of creating a pretty amazing community. So thanks to everybody at Habitat and for the volunteers that make this very special, and we can't wait for everybody to move in. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Amanda Sandoval as a council person who represents this district, has been a great supporter of affordable housing in general and certainly of this community. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Northwest Denver. I'm born and raised in this neighborhood, and although its official title is Northwest Denver, for those of us born and raised in the North Side, we call it the North Side. This is a wonderful opportunity to be here, and I am thrilled to welcome Habitat to the Aria. This project could not have come at a more critical time when rates of home ownership are dropping around the city, and what used to be modest starter homes in this neighborhood called Chaffee Park have skyrocketed in price, well beyond what a household with even 2 full-time incomes can afford. Being born and raised in this neighborhood and seeing it change throughout my life, what brought people to Northwest Denver is the socioeconomic diversity and the people. And as the council person for this neighborhood, I'm always looking for opportunities to bring home ownership into Denver. One of the biggest incomes or one of the biggest investments that a person will make is a home ownership. When I was 21, I decided to venture into this thing called buying a home. Not very many people buy a home when they're 21, and that offered stability for my family. It offered stability for my 2 children. It offered me the opportunities to stay at home for 9 years while my husband went to work because we owned our home. So I am so thankful to have this opportunity for new people to come into Northwest Denver. The work Habitat does to make home ownership accessible and create a sense of empowerment. Yes, empowerment. Buying your own home and owning your own home can lead to a sense of empowerment, which is so important right now during this pandemic. I continue to hear from constituents who do not feel they have power, who feel powerless given that they are social distanced, given the economic hard times, and given the great loss that COVID has impacted some of the most minority communities and hardworking communities of Denver. It is so important to be able to empower people during this time and moving forward. And belonging to their home ownership is an incredible feat. I am so excited to welcome Habitat into Northwest Denver, District 1, and thank them for their partnership. Thank Sue for the partnership, and thank the Sisters of Mary Crest, who my mother, Mary Helen Sandoval, worked behind the scenes for years. Growing up, I always would ask my mom, "Where are you going?" And she would talk about Mary Crest Assisted Living, and she had the goal. She's a co-member of the Sisters of Loretto. She had the same goal for this area, to make sure that we were bringing affordable, quality home ownership into Northwest Denver. It is my pleasure now to introduce Chris White. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Sandoval, and good morning, everyone. I'm really pleased to be here today. I thought I would start with maybe going back a little bit of history. I have been at Chaffa now for a pretty long time, a little over 30 years now. And many years ago, one of my responsibilities was to manage Chaffa's loan portfolios. And in that portfolio was a loan to the Sisters of St. Francis for the Mary Crest Assisted Living and Senior Care Facility, located just right over here, a little bit west of where we are right now. Unfortunately, back then, there was a period where the property ran into a little financial difficulties, and it was my responsibility to sort of work that out and get things current and moving forward again. And we did that over some work and great partnership with the sisters. We were able to accomplish that. I have never been involved with anybody who was so gracious and so appreciative of the work we did to keep that development moving forward and operating the way it was designed to. And I speak to that because it speaks to me about at least one component of the legacy of this entire site, and that is a commitment to housing affordability and housing stability. And of course, that commitment, that legacy is ongoing with the work that Sue Powers has done with her and her team's commitment to housing affordability for the overall site. And of course, it continues today, why we're here today with Habitat for Humanity of Metro Denver and the 28 homes that are going to be built on this site for some very deserving families who absolutely deserve the opportunity for housing affordability and housing stability. I am very proud to be a member of the Habitat for Humanity Metro Denver Board of Directors, but I'm even more proud of the partnership between Chaffa and Habitat. It is long-standing, It has been beneficial, it has been productive, it has been strong. The strength of that partnership continues to grow and resonates even further with the commitment we recently made to Heather and her team, and that is to commit $20 million in resources, in money, to continue and allow them the resources to develop communities such as this and continue their mission and help them in fulfillment of their mission. Long may that partnership last. So Heather, thank you very much. Thank you. And congratulations on this very momentous day. And now I'm happy to welcome Heather back to the microphone.
Well, thank you to all of our partners who are able to be with us in person today and to those of us who are joining us virtually. We are so excited to feel the love and the enthusiasm and the excitement for the partnerships and for this future community. So now we have the honor of raising the very first wall on Aria Homes by Habitat. So please, if I can ask my partners here, we're going to step over here, and this is live, so we are hoping that we get this right. So Jesse, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you all again so much for joining us. It's official. Aria Homes by Habitat is officially underway, and we look forward to having you come out and join us. Thank you all, and have a great day.